Alright, welcome to Manic Movie Mondays. This is going to be our regular, you may hear the cat in the background, oopsie. But, this plans to be our regular show that we're going to be doing, weekly, on movies, which may be like this video where I showcase multiple, possibly. It'll be a bit longer, maybe, of a video. We'll see how it ends up. Or I'm showcasing more one or two films, or just what I'd kind of want to talk about for that week. Just kind of depending. We'll for the most part just kind of go from there. But that's gonna be the plan going forward. Is every week on Mondays we're gonna have Manic Movie Mondays, where I'm gonna just go off the cuff manically about whatever movie I really just want to talk about, or movies in this case I want to talk about. Alright, so first off, if you couldn't just tell by the title of the video, we're going to be going over the Pokemon original series to the advanced series of movies. Starting off with, obviously, can't be more obvious than the Pokemon, the first movie. Really, I could probably talk my own personal experiences a bit on this film. But if I'm being honest, what even really more else needs to be said about this movie? There's reason why they literally just remade it completely. It's timeless. This is exactly what you want to go for when it comes to making a film. Especially for a franchise that's burgeoning in the 90s like Pokemon. It can be for anybody. That's what Pokemon has kind of always strived to be a bit for. Hey, it is a younger demographic, clearly. Look at the Ash, yada yada, the whole group, but anybody, anyone, boy, girl, man, woman, it doesn't matter your age, you can be interested in Pokemon. You can feel it. It's about the feelings. That's really what it's all about. And the movie really, really goes in on that. It's about the feels. And I love that. You get an awesome character like Mewtwo, really, really, brought together with the lore. You can really, really get more in depth with him, which is sweet. Mewtwo as well, Mew as well. Mewtwo, obviously, that's what I was saying, but you love that. I love Mewtwo. Mewtwo, I used to play in Super Smash Brothers, pretty much as my double exclusively with my real main Ganondorf. If I'm doing anything as a backup, it's always going to be my man's Mewtwo. They're just, who doesn't like that floatiness, the teleport, all that dope shit? It really is with some of the great stuff about Pokemon is that it gets to unabashedly wear a lot of its inspiration on its sleeves, while it maintains so much of what makes it original. At least in the early days, so much of what makes it original. As I talk about some of these later movies, I can really go in on that with some of their scenes. But with the likes of making this franchise, and what they include from other bigger franchises, Mew gets to embody some of those things of what even a Godzilla, of obvious inspirations for some Pokemons, and even some Mew characteristics and Mewtwo characteristics. You can really see how they really brought in great characterization. That's one of the best things. Some of the main keys of what are the great movies I'm going to talk about going forward on this list is going to be characterizations of the Pokemon, and you pretty much can't go worse than how they do in Pokemon the first film, or Mewtwo's Strikes Back. That's, I believe, the real proper Japanese title, but whatever. I'm going over just Americanized titles because I'm English. I speak English. I watch the American versions going up. This is based off of a re-watch. Make it I guess kind of clear, this is a review of a rewatch of the first advanced series. or original series to advanced series. And so I guess maybe that's where we'll move on from the first movie. I mean, I have, plenty of my own, memories and feels for this movie, but that's what keeps it great, is it always hits. It just always does. When you have a movie that's just so rich with that kind of feeling and keeping that and saying, hey, that's what the characteristics of our series are and our franchise, like, no wonder it resonates, really. It's so fantastic. I can be such a, like, hater for modern Pokemon kind of stuff, and then just unabashedly, I gush and gush over this. This movie is fantastic, especially if you have, like, a real fan to talk about it with, because everybody like this, and that's what I want to really get out of these movie Mondays, is it's always you are who gets anything out of a film, and if I can then share my experience and that helps you get something new, and how you talk about film, and because that helps anybody, that helps literally everybody in how they communicate these ideas, because that's all film is. It's communication of ideas through this visual medium, and they do it perfectly in something like this. They are able to do amazing things. To me, pretty much a perfect film. On my scale, I have it about as a 9 out of 10, if I'm being honest. There is some admitted nostalgia that I can, whatever. A 10 on a great day, 9 film, perfect kind of thing. This is exactly what you want out of a film. And I guess I'm just going to shut up about it. Kino, Kino from downtown. That's what this movie is. A tray from downtown. The Pokemon, the first movie. Alright, getting on to the next one. We have Pokemon, the movie 2000. Pokemon 2000 is... okay, Pokemon the movie 2000. Pokemon 2000, maybe. If you just want to call it the Pokemon 2. It tries to keep the big bombastic scale, I guess, going of how the first film is. It has none of those kind of feelings, though. Like, you gotta really be like, oh my god, I love the legendary birds, man. Like, I'm just such a legendary birds guy that, like, that's really what's getting you. This as well, kind of, I mean, you could say the original and how it has both the, like, real legendaries, but especially in this, I would say, we are getting the trend of the movies is where we see the legendaries, where we showcase the legendaries, the big boys. This is like Pokemon is the movies are just like WCW. This is where the big boys play. Okay, they play big here. They play big. And so in that respect, it is surely Pokemon the movie. And and it came out coming out of the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? 1999, 2000, baby. The new millennia. Pokemon in the new millennia is pretty much the same as Pokemon in the millennia before it. Is what we're getting at. Pokemon will never change. Never change, Pokemon. And so for the good and bad, that's that. It's without that heart, without that feeling, really, it comes off of just a bit as hollow. It comes off a bit as Saturday morning cartoon more than anything, which I mean makes sense, I guess, coming from that. This is more. I mean, in ways, it's still bigger though. It's still obviously clearly movie bigger. It's not just like, oh my god, cheap Saturday morning budget as well. Completely, like it is better. But it's making like a movie that isn't being Pokemon the movie. It's being Pokemon the show, the movie, the show, the movie, and that the 2000 new millennia 2000, and that always is just gonna be a bit of a not. My thing is, like, say you're striving to be a 10 out of 10 movie because you really want it to make a good movie and you fail, you don't make it there. I'm still going to hold you in a little bit better of regard than a movie that is, hey, the best we're trying for is like a 6. And we, for the most part, get there, and I can get why anybody then likes this, and hey, 6 out of 10, blah, 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 but to me, kind of falls in the middle. It's got its enjoyable parts for sure. I had a good time watching it. I mean, it did keep my attention, and I like that it was funnier. I like that it really, really wanted to maintain that we're funny, and it's where I start to get this then trend as well that they clearly have some fans for James Bond. They want like larger than life with the movies. They want them to be these big part spectacle, part adventure, part they're just funny. And I think some of the movies really reach that as a franchise as we get into what is 9 movies going forward. But this movie, not so much. It's just, hey, we have the legendary birds, hey, the guy, and like we'll maybe reference this like one time going forward in the movies, but goodbye. And that's pretty much it. I don't know. Still good enough though. If you're a Pokemon fan, you're probably just still gonna have a good time. You this summer you would not be disappointed, I guess, by Pokemon the movie 2000. But we'll move on. We'll move on. Pokemon 3, the movie, Pokemon, the movie 3 or whatever, blah 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 blah. Pokemon 3, the Entei movie is as many people would know it. This is a more fan favorite. This is a movie that's gotten a lot of it has its like cult fans that have really tried to bring it into the hey, Pokemon has a lot of fans now. We can have our own little fans and niches inside of that of the movie fans and what they as real kino critics inside of the Pokemon movie fandom. There's a lot of regard for this one. There's a lot of people who will go back and be like, oh yeah, man, I really man, that Entei one, man, that one was crazy. And I mean, I'll agree actually. I really will give it that this movie then how in a lot of the ways that the one previously drops the ball completely and fails and doesn't even try, this movie says, no, I'm picking up that fumble and we're going. And, it maybe takes some hits and maybe stumbles a little bit, but at the end of the day, it keeps trucking, and I really respect that. This is a movie I really respect. It really tries really hard. It really tries hard because it wants to keep that feeling that I was describing in the first one. It wants to get you in your feels. It wants to keep that Pokemon feeling alive, and what is that is like the emotions, how you feel, your emotions tied to your Pokemon, and how you both feel for each other, that connection, that bond, and what is it as well as a bond that resonates similar to like that is in a way that would maybe relate to a young child is how they would be able to relate to like maybe a pet and dealing with that loss early, then translating it directly into then in the Pokemon 3 the movie family. Direct parent loss, a thing apparently that was like I don't know. There's like a whole history behind the creation of this movie. I don't actually know it. I don't really care that much. But what I will say though is like that's not to say that that's awesome. Hey, your parents died, but that's awesome that your films are willing to go that hard and into what subject matter they're willing to cross and really take it like seriously enough. Which is how I feel about this movie and really trying to handle the themes of grief and loss and all that, and I find that really cool. Now, not to say that it's then perfect and oh my god, everything I was saying before, it needs reevaluated. Oh my god, this might be the best Pokemon movie. I don't know, man. The first one still just hits. It does everything you need it to and what you're wanting and hoping out of a Pokemon movie. This is like, in those ways of trying for a little bit more, we want to be a little bit better of a Pokemon movie. We're also failing in some aspects, and I feel this one, especially in some of the visual spectacle, it's cheap. This is the movie where it feels a bit more like the Saturday morning cartoon budget, and they're stretching it. This movie might have been in development for a while. They really were trying to hone the script that they've really figured out, but with it, they just stretched this budget and ballooned it into not what they needed to get out of the visual side that like the previous 2 films delivered, and that this does, especially in terms of like maybe how Star Trek is. It feels like then a episode that's stretched out into a movie. This does feel like a show movie again, in that sense of how it is like the 2000, or this is like Insurrection Star Trek heads. This is like Star Trek Insurrection, and how it pretty much is just like the script and story devices and telling a lot of the direction storytelling like an episode instead of like First Contact. That's more like hey movie, but also Star Trek maybe, dude. Star Trek maybe, dude. It's more like that. More like Insurrection. More dealing with heavier topics, handling them a lot more seriously. and for that, it's really cool. This it feels like this movie is maybe the one where like we're getting the trend that like Team Rocket is they're just up to like nothing. They're just they're up to no good in the show, but they're just up to fuck all in the movies. They're just around, and I kind of like that. I think it's kind of funny. It's a good running gag. It means I get to just, especially in the Doves case, just have like funny lines, and that's always good. I love having that kind of stuff. Especially as we get more into then some other serious movies going forward that then also maybe have like some just plain laughable parts. Into the future we'll have a little bit more involvement, but at this case, it's been just, hey, the trend is they're literally just like jobbers doing fucking nothing. But anyway, still really enjoyed Pokemon the Movie 3. I'm getting a little off topic. Pokemon the Movie 3 I still really enjoyed. I enjoyed it. However, at the end of the day, those visuals, it's still trying hard, but maybe does not hit the same points of resonance, at least with me, maybe other people more. I personally don't have, like, the dead parents and all, my bad. But for all you dead parent kids out there, you probably maybe really, really love this movie. I can see how you, like, hey, 9 out of 10. No, is it a 10? I don't think so. But at the end of the day, I'm going with the 7 out of 10. Really, really, really like this movie. Pokemon staying up there. And we'll go on to the next one. Next one I have a little bit more, maybe I'll give a little bit more history and fondness and talk about into. So, Pokemon Forever. Now, the first real DVD that I ever had for Pokemon would be this year. Would be Pokemon Forever. I eventually then was able to snag a VHS copy of Pokemon 2000 and the original film. But first off, the first ever like just DVD though that I was first able to watch and just continually have for my first many years as a Pokemon fan would be Pokemon Forever. And it means I have just a lot of my own nostalgia for this movie that I can admit. But that's kind of where I then want to talk and be like, this is where I believe in it and resonate with it. This ties to me back to like where the first movie kind of hit and felt for me. Where like I was young when I first watched the movie of Pokemon, the first one, but more around this age. But this movie continued what I felt where it was like a big movie. It feels really, really expensive in terms of its art direction and animation. It feels just bigger budget. The animation looks really nice. Feels bigger. Doesn't feel like how I was saying of a episode that's just a movie now. Hey, this is a Pokemon the Show episode movie, not Pokemon the movie. Pokemon Forever is Pokemon the movie in a lot of ways. Now it is still continuing the little trend of, hey, we're just kind of excuses to have our legendaries here. Welcome Celebi and Suicune. But we also have a lot of other gimmicks and stuff that we're trying to do with this movie, and a lot of other stuff. And I think a movie with the time aspects is always cool. I really like time aspects and how I don't know. I think some of that stuff's really cool, and how like it isn't levels. I think it ties into like fate and stuff. I think those kind of things when you just tap the glass a bit, like in this movie's case, because it is still kind of like for kids at the end of the day. When you're just tapping that glass, you can honestly get a little bit better resonance than a movie that is trying to over-explain it, which I like. I like the just big bads in this movie. As I was bringing up with Godzilla earlier, we have just like pure Godzilla homage with a Tyranitar in itself, a Godzilla homage, but then making direct homage through scenes in visual comparison. Movie, big, boom. Those are movie reference, big, boom, things you wouldn't see in the show. And as well as the time aspect, Pokemon, look at the title, Pokemon Forever. Pokemon Forever. Yeah, awesome. That's great. What a great title. I just love that. I love the forever naming scheme, and I think I think it works too. Fucking with the whole time thing, time paradox, blah blah blah. Snake, time paradox. Like I think all that stuff works really really well in this movie. I'm saying all this to like be like, yeah, that probably is like all my nostalgia, Now, it doesn't hold up perfectly. It's not like the most amazing film ever. You really do need like some Pokemon holding on to yourself and own nostalgia in those aspects to, I think, really get the most then out of this movie. So I can't then say it like it's completely resonant for everybody, like more of the original movie can maybe be. But this is one that I do feel like is a highlight. I do feel like it is a highlight, and therefore, if I do just kind of want to then say I keep it in the same range as maybe 3, but in then different ways. It's like 3 and holds a lot of those same aspects, but to me actually hits it and reaches it in terms of scale and size and how big the movie feels. I really enjoy it. I think I don't know. I don't know how much more I need to like explain like my own personal nostalgia that I just feel for this movie and how much it then like just pours into me when I'm watching it. Just so much about it. It just feels great. Blah blah blah. Yeah, but I'm bringing up all this time thing, but that's just like whatever. Who really cares about like the Professor Oak? Blah blah blah. Shit. Blah blah blah. You know who cares? Yada yada. Move along. I love the movie. At the end of the day, 7 out of 10 is where I'm leaving it. Same kind of neck and neck with Entei, but I like this movie more. That's just where it comes down to what I like more. I like this one more. Feels bigger. Feels like more of a movie, and what it like kind of talks about and all that. So, all right, into the next one. So we'll get into that. Pokemon Heroes. This is like the last of the original generation films. And oh, man, what do I really have to say about this movie? I can see how a lot of fans just like could love this movie, especially if like, oh man, Latios, Latias. I mean, again, this is like, oh, the fucking the Pokemons that are fucking legendaries again, just getting that showcase. To me though, this one really goes to that extra mile to like more than make the characterizations for Latios and Latias really worth it. And I guess kind of would be like a thing I'd say for Pokemon Forever too, is they really try to emphasize like they over-explain it. It's really for kids in Pokemon Forever. That's like some of the other stuff maybe why I'm not considering it so highly. Is Pokemon Forever is really just like over-explaining itself because it's like, hey, we are really fucking for children, so we're just gonna over-explain it. Compared to like when you could just have it like just do it, and I think the visual language is enough for children to understand. This movie, keeping kind of the higher visual style and budget, this movie's bigger, and for like the 5th movie, that's kind of impressive in like how this is coming out. It's got the budget, it's bigger, and it's right before the advanced kind of is coming into the fray, and I think it works on a lot of levels. And as I was saying with characterization, they really try to characterize the place, the setting that the place that Latios and Latias are fucking out. I couldn't tell you what the actual name of it is. Sorry, watching too many of these at once. But they really do it well in like having like the flood stuff and like the water and shit and everything. I think all that stuff. I think it made it big, feel like a crazy mission. It finally kind of fitting for a true blend of what the show is about and maybe the movies. Having that movie feeling, had a lot of good feels, but still is incredibly funny, like how I was bringing up with the second one, and even third one. Like that's the thing is like they all have comedy in them. The third one in a way like it needs a little bit of that levity because we're talking about such deep and dark topics for children. It's really to like to kind of lighten as well the mood, but keep it like breathing and the movie not like just so slow in pace. We gotta have like some levity moments. And this movie, it's just hey, we're funny. I dig the villains, man. I thought they were funny. Annie and Oakley, I thought they were fucking pretty hilarious. I think I like the like whole twin dynamic with how we're dealing with Latios, Latias, and we have then the twin girls, evil villains. I think they're like honestly probably better villains than we'll see probably going forward, if we're being honest. So like I don't know, I can really dig this one. It feels big. I see the hype. That's kind of where I leave my review. Is like I see the hype. As I will as well give this one a 7. I think this one has its moments. It's just so fun. It's legitimately, as I would just say, it's just so fun. It's surprisingly just so fun. I don't know how I could like review it any less. Like whatever, yeah, maybe it's a 6, man. But like whatever, I had so much fun. It's nostalgia. I had so much fun. The memories watching this, man, and like what that could inspire for like the people and my peers and the the youth going forward. That's what it's all about. Whatever. Fuck you. All right, on to the next one. All right, Jirachi. Ugh. So this is I think Jirachi's cool enough. Jirachi Wishmaker. But I don't know, man. I thought this one was a bit of a fucking snore in a lot of ways. Let me try and see. Okay, it wasn't like I thought overly long. I was thinking it was overly long for a second. That's Destiny Deoxys, which I actually love. We'll get into. I actually dig the next movie I'm about to talk about, but whatever. I just didn't feel it, man. Again, this is okay. So we're finally in the advanced series. I'm finally talking about the advanced series of movies, and this just especially feels like an episode of the show, but big. I personally can just tell you I've seen a lot of the advanced series show. I've seen a lot of the original series though too, so it isn't like I can't like, oh my god, I don't know the difference, and oh my god, such a difference in quality. Like, no, I mean, yeah, the advanced series is worse, but like it has its own little moments too. So like, you can't. It's also just like, hold it. It is what it is. It's a show. It's a show for fucking children. You're holding too much nostalgia goggles and rose-tinted glasses on an original series that is great in points and has its moments, but at the end of the day, it's just fucking Pokemon, man. And this, goddamn, it just can't hold me enough. It's just it's annoying, and it's just not fun enough, and there's just moments that I just can't laugh with it enough when I'm really laughing at it. When I'm trying to just enjoy myself. At the end of the day, all these are just I'm trying to enjoy myself. And fucking just Jirachi was just too damn annoying. Just saying Jirachi, blah, 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 and then being able to talk and just being so fucking annoying. It's just horrendous. I don't even know if I'll tell you my review because I'm too lenient with movies, man. At the end of the day, like, it's entertaining enough. I'm not like trying to be a hater. But and then when it's just going do 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 do, oh my god, it's just so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. I don't know. This is not the movie for me. If you really dig Jirachi or you really dig the advanced series, I'm sorry if this is your favorite movie, but I fucking hated it, man. I'm sorry. And I hated it, and that's why I gave it a 4 out of 10. Whatever, we'll move along. Now, Destiny Deoxys. This is the one I was going into with like I really want to see where it lands for me now in a modern day, because it's been a good number of years since I've seen it, but I can still just vividly remember everything. It's just that memorable of a film, and I've just watched it way too many times. I just dig it. I mean, I love some sci-fi, I guess. That's, like, the movie even references that. It's haha funny. This seems more sci-fi. And, yeah, it is. Like, I dig it. I think it's better than what we've been getting. I think it's fun. God damn, little. Sorry, you can definitely hear probably my cat in the background. It's bigger. I think it's better. For that, we then also just have like some cool. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's really hard to describe this one. I always dug like it's just part and part personal nostalgia mixed with how it presents itself. Of like I always loved the Battle Tower, the Battle Frontier, and here's like this crazy. It's a futuristic world city and like all this shit going on. It's just like a mega mall basically. A mega city mall, which is like kind of cool, fucking funny, haha. But then it's missing some of the characterization though. The movie is like holding on to this like score and feeling that is like kind of solid throughout. That it feels kind of nice with like the sci-fi thing, and it's like, hey, we're just trying to be basic, man. Love Pokemon, and that's fun enough. Love your Pokemon, dude. But at the end of the day, no matter how much like bigger and like kind of scope and visual scale it does not reach that resonance either that it used to, and just in just general. I feel it's Got some great moments, but those are just scenes, man. I'm a scene guy, and like some of the scenes are great, but it just at the end of the day doesn't come together to be enough to be something special, something more, something extra, more spectacular. No matter how those great scenes are or how they fit and piece together, like great characterization exists for some scenes, and then other scenes that just fall flat, and that just sucks. You know, you can't win them all. You try your best. And still, I think the best is good enough in my case to entertain me. 6 out of 10 for me. I enjoyed it. I still have that nostalgia and love it. Can remember every scene vividly. Got yada yada. Still love it to this day. But to just rate it, I mean, honestly, for me and my feels, it's just like a 6. But who would it be? I can move on. I can move on. Now, another one that has like some crazy personal, like I don't even want to say bias with this one. Personal nostalgia, because just when I watched it, how I watched it, I can put myself back in that place. It's feels a bit special. This movie is like, hey, if Pokemon, the world and everything about it is supposed to feel special, this is it. This Pokemon movie is special. I definitely would say this is the best of the Advanced series. And it still has like a bunch of like kind of silly junk and bullshit in it or whatever, but like at the end of the day, it establishes itself and is like cool and fun and has a fascinating and interesting direction enough that like it gets the aura. It holds the aura, and then therefore it can talk about everything in these silly like aura, blah blah blah, mind, world, blah 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 shit, whatever. It wins me over. It wins me over. What can I say? Lucario wins me over. It makes him feel cool. If you were like fucking 7 or 8 or 10, I guess maybe even 10 years old, I guess, you could think, man, Lucario's badass. Damn, bro, Lucario is badass. I can still wait 2 years for the game that he is in to actually come out, because Lucario's just so badass. But I guess it's the Advanced series, man. Like, you gotta just, like, really be in it to love it. And I was. I was just in it and loved it. Like, I love Emerald, man. I love the Advanced generation. I love Emerald. I love the Pokemon in it. And I love what this movie's honestly really doing. It's saying, hey, we just did sci-fi, and now we're doing fantasy. And it goes really hard. It goes fucking crazy. It really is like pretty goofy, but then it goes just balls to the wall, just oddball shit. I mean, look at this fucking poster, man. Like, this is a Pokemon poster. It's insane. And like, I guess it's nice to be like one. Oh my god, little. This is like nice to finally be one that breaks up the tradition of like, oh my god, it's just the legendaries. We have a, like, I guess like a pseudo-ish one in Lucario, but it isn't just plain, hey, here's the legendaries that we got. Here they are. Fucking deal with it, Like, that's just not the way that it's going. Be hype. Be hype because the legendaries. Be hype. Be hype, we have the legendaries. It's not just that. I dig that. But yeah, I think everything else, like, visually, it's like just super fascinating and fun, and like, how can you not dig it, man? It's like, it's just weird. It's literally just weird. Shouldn't that be cool to just say, hey, this Pokemon movie is just weird, and it's not just about dead fucking parents? That's cool. I dig that. Hey, this Pokemon movie is weird, and it's not just about dead parents. Cool. I dig that. But I guess we'll end this off with how and it's a highlight, man. It really is a highlight of the whole Advanced generation. It's a highlight. It's just the absolute highlight. It gets the aura. But at the end of the day, the Advanced generation had to come to an end before we get to Sinnoh. Before we get to the Sinnoh movies, we got to end off the Advanced generation and end off this string of movies we've been doing. Is getting into the Pokemon Ranger movie. God. Okay. So, again, like everything I said that was like bad. I don't mean this to be like too insulting, because like the movie isn't that awful. It's just like it's just a bit boring. It's just a bit boring. And, like, I like some of the stuff it's doing, but not enough to, like, forgive it or be like, yeah, this is good. It's just boring. It succeeds, I guess, as a film, but it's a bit boring. And that sucks. That's a shame that this is where the Advanced series is ending off, is in a Ranger film that just kind of is a bit trash and boring. We have different voice direction with this one. I think this is where we're finally getting the change in dubs from 4Kids to just through Pokemon. And, you know, not to say that it's drastic, but, I mean, if this is it, you can instantly tell. It's definitely different. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think the worst in that change is, like, Jesse, James, and Meowth, or whatever. Like, especially James. It's just disappointing. That's really where the Advanced series ends, which sucks, because I feel completely against that as the Advanced series in real life for Pokemon. Is the movies, in their aspect for the Advanced series, they're just kind of downers. They're just kind of disappointments and duds, with one kind of shining light, but at the end of the day, mostly duds in how they are trying to be still movie bigger, fun within Destiny Deoxys, and I still think that one at least works, but it's middle of the road. It means we just have one real win. Just middle of the road isn't going to cut it, because we have fucking, at the end of the day, two duds, absolute stinkers that in this time span is going to result in just fucking negative appeal for the brand. Just fucking stinkers. They just suck. And no matter whether or not you like Pokemon Ranger games or not, fuck you. Taking all that, like, James Bond feeling and just placing it directly into, well, we got the Rangers, and they're like Pokemon cops, but also the cops exist in this world, but these are like the real Pokemon cops. It's just, like, so fucking weird, man. I don't like it. I don't really dig with it. Yeah, it's just not my thing. It is just a shame that this is, and disappointing. That's where that's it. It's just disappointing. This is where the Advanced series ends, not with a bang, but with a whimper, as we go into the Sinnoh series and movies, which is Gen 4 I fucking love, man. That's my go-to. Those are what I played the most. That with Heart Gold, man. Like, I just played so fucking much, man. I had every game. I had every Gen 4 fucking game, man. That whole generation is so fucking Kino. Kino alert! Kino alert! The whole Gen 4 of fucking Pokemon. All of that. And then I also loved 3. So, like, I was gaming hard. I was being a fucking pro gamer with that. Getting some Mystery Dungeon in, too, at one point. Like, I was living and loving Pokemon. I loved it, man. I talked about it every fucking hockey practice, as I've talked about Pokemon. I love Pokemon, and I love Pokemon still. And I can still play Pokemon, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, looking back at these movies, it just sucks, man. Like, let's just end with a fucking whimper. Man, the Advanced series has some cool, real awesome draws to it. And, well, not this genre. We're just going to end with a whimper. Like, I guess if you really, really, really like May, and like, again, we just have, like, a fucking, a 2B, a 2B included, like Lucario Pokemon. And I think it's Manaphy, right? Goddamn. Like, I just don't give a shit. Sorry. I just don't give a shit. And it's kind of, like, it's not Jirachi annoying, but, like, I also, like, May just has been barely a character. Has been, like, to a certain level, like, a just parody of Misty. Compared to, like, where they were trying to give Misty some level of characterization in the other movies. Like, it just sucks, man. It just stinks. It just stinks because, like, it's not even that bad. It's just, like, boring. Boring. It's like when wrestling is horrible right now. It's not even that it's just fucking atrociously bad. It's just that it's boring. Turn off the TV. Boring. It's, unwatchable. And that's what this movie feels like. It feels unwatchable. It feels like, hey, Yeah, I know it's like the last Advance movie, but just skip it. Say, hey, it's a Ranger movie. Maybe it doesn't exist. But whatever. I guess it's not even that bad. But it's not very good. I'd go to even say it's a fucking 4 out of 10, even though I gave it a 5. Um, it's just boring. Boring. Not fun. Unlike the general advanced generation, which, has some awesome games for including the GameCube. There's some excellent games in that generation. Fucking Advanced Pinball is sick too, man. We love those games. Fucking fantastic, man. I literally I'm literally trying to find the time to start a Gale of Darkness replay through, because I love that game. I love the fucking Advanced Generation, and here we are whimpering instead of having a real fucking movie to go for it. We have this fucking this is like half and half and half and half, because it's like, oh yeah, we're just being we're not being really a real movie, we're being a Pokemon the Show movie. And also, imagine if it's like the Ranger spinoff. It's like half of that also of a movie, so it's like barely a fucking film. I hate it. And that's why I'm giving it. I'm retconning and saying this is for sure, definitely a 4. I just did not enjoy it, man. I did not enjoy it. I can at least go and say, past the nostalgia of Destiny Deoxys, it feels big. I think it's pretty fun overall. Captures enough of your attention, even though it's long. It has enough scenes that are well paced and well executed. Even if not to the best or tell the best of story within that, they are effective enough compared to this bullshit in Ranger, which is boring. But that's, I guess, going to be it. We got some high highs with this whole starter of the movies of this generation. I think I'm going to split this into 2 more videos for 2 more weeks. But this is probably going to be it for this week of Manic Movie Mondays. Hopefully you liked it and want to tune in for more weeks as we keep uploading them. Maybe we'll eventually do some live stuff, but the plan is no. The plan is to continue going over movies like we've been, like this. So, yeah, hopefully the next movies in Sinnoh don't make me want to kill myself because they're that boring. Probably not. They surely can't be that boring. I know they're kind of boring. That's a little bit of what I remember from them. Even when I was younger, is they're a little bit more boring than the other movies. But I guess you can't be more boring than a Pokemon Ranger movie. And but that really isn't true. And then we'll get into I think I'll do then the black and white movies with that, and then we'll just end off with the movies after that. And that'll be it. We'll be doing all the Pokemon films, and except the live action. Fuck that shit. I'm not doing the remake or the live action. Fuck. Fucking. If you think I'm watching fucking Detective Pikachu, man, you've got me tripping, man. Fucking that's not just. You silly, man. You got me tripping. That's just not happening. But overall, I definitely enjoyed the Pokemon Original Generation movies, and I would recommend them. And I would, including as well, recommend the Lucario and Mew movie of the Advanced Generation. And if you just already dig Pokemon Advance in the Advanced Generation, you gotta watch Deoxys. I mean, come on. It's okay and solid enough too. Or you just generally like some more sci-fi and big stuff going on in your Pokemon movies. Those are the go-tos, and the rest are kind of skippers. You can kind of just avoid them. And that's what we'll figure out about the Sinnoh movies next going forward. Hopefully going forward. And then we'll see after we finish the Pokemon movies what we do after. I will probably just figure that one out on the fly, like how I may just do some weeks, just random what I watched that week. But I'll probably have more of a little bit of a plan by that point. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you check out other uploads or even some of my other streams as I rant about wrestling and probably make stupid allegories like I did for this one for wrestling. But if you like or just generally like sports and shit, just subscribe, and you'll have movie rants every Mondays, and you'll have every other day or other day just bullshit to watch on stream. So if you subbed, Thank you. That's all I got.